Hello, everyone. How are you? So I'm back and I have been keeping an eye on things on Twitter and on TikTok and smiling because Foodie Beauty is now on TikTok, probably at the persuasion of Sala, because as we all know, he's not for Foodie Beauty because of her personality. No, no, our foodie does not have a sparkling personality nor overwhelming intellect. You know, she's not a nice person. So Sala is around for money. That's pretty obvious. You know, he's around because foodie is just basically a means to an end. What end there is, no one can say right now, but he's in it for the long haul. And she is just a stepping stone for him to get whatever it is he wants to get. So he's pushing her to do different things on different platforms. She's got a Twitch channel. She was supposed to do a gaming stream with Sala, although that never happened. I'm kind of sad about that because I was looking forward to the Twitch trolls tearing her apart, but they didn't. But she's on TikTok. I guess it's because she thought she could make a lot of money on TikTok, but I told you guys, it's hard to make money on TikTok. I mean, really, really hard. And yet she's determined to go on TikTok. Maybe she's also on TikTok because she's absolutely, positively ruined her image on YouTube with all the things that she's done, with all the topics she's discussed, finding each and every way there is to be offensive and vulgar and gross and just vile. She's completely ruined herself on YouTube. So she thought, why not go to another platform and try to pick up some people there and bring them back to YouTube? Well, that's not going to work, foodie. That is not going to work because you're already being exposed on TikTok. And one of the people exposing her on TikTok is Milky Chai. Yes, she's been doing some wonderful, wonderful videos on foodie. She's got a very large following. And I'm sure people are sending her stuff. You know, I lots and lots of stuff. I mean, there's so much stuff on Chantal. Where do you even start first? But she's been making TikToks on foodie, and I'm here for it. I'm living for it. So I want to go over all of the TikToks that she's done today because she's been kind of on a rampage, posting TikTok after TikTok after TikTok because people over there are talking about the situation with BBJ, and it's making her angry. I'm sure she's very angry about the fact that she just can't run to another platform and escape everything that she's done on YouTube. Like it's following her over there. And that's just going to happen, foodie. Whatever platform you go to, people are going to follow you there. People are going to let other people know what you've done. You're not going to be able to completely escape it, nor should you. With the way that you treated BBJ, shame on you, by the way. Shame on you. Those babies should not have wanted for anything with the money you were making. But thinking you can clean up your image on YouTube, deleting a bunch of videos, trying to portray yourself a certain way, thinking that's going to do it? No, ma'am. No, no. Those that are on YouTube that find out that you're on TikTok, yeah, we're going to let the word be passed around about who you really are and let the TikTokers over there do the rest. So I want to go over stuff that I found on Twitter. I also would like to react to a video that my friend EERIE Pepperoni put together of all of the TikToks. She put them all together in a video. So thank you so much, EERIE. I know that that took a bit of work because she did quite a few of those. And I was pre-warned ahead of time. I'm going to get mad. Thorny Rose is going to come out. I've already been pre-warned. I haven't seen the TikToks, but if they're as bad as I think they are, I'm going to have a lot to say. So I'm normally a calm person. You guys know that, but Foodie can get me mad. You know, there's only so many lies and so much BS you can hear before you lose it. So I'm going to try to stay calm. You guys are here for the calm reacts, but if I snap a little bit, please don't get mad at me. So let me just go ahead and share the screen. Okay, and first we're going to go to Twitter. Okay, let's just do the pre-warm up. We're going to go to Twitter. You know, we're going to start off with the calm before the storm. Okay, so this is from D. Angry Scott saying, part of me kind of hopes the algorithm picks up the videos and all the people start talking about her, going to find out they are brutal, even if she tries to sit with the positive people. ALR couldn't cope with comments on TikTok, and she's never been as bothered in YouTube as Foodie. Yeah, so people on TikTok, they don't give an F about anything. They will just tell you the brutal truth. And we all know how Foodie is with a brutal truth. She can't take it. She's as soft as a marshmallow. You know, she comes off all tough, but then you give her the truth, you give her reality, and she freaks out. Absolutely freaks out. So this is from Perfectly Imperfect. So this is the person on TikTok, one of the people on TikTok who is exposing Foodie. So if you want to go follow her on TikTok, that's her name, Milky Chai. She's also on Twitter as well. But there she is, and she's doing a wonderful job exposing Foodie. And there's also her Twitter handle. What else we got here? Oh, this is Milky's tweet saying I should probably go live on TikTok. When she goes live on TikTok, don't want Chantal to have to deal with all the attention. It can be so draining. I know. Hey, Milky, your bestie, you got to help her out, you know? You got to help her out. Like, she has problems with attention, and it's so draining for her. You should really help your bestie out, you know? Milky Chai says, me getting ready to make a video on my 120K followers. Yeah. Get her. Get her. Uh, Miss Anthropope says, hey, TikTok people, here's some ammunition for you. Here is the truth about BBJ. Always remember the first rule of Chantal. She's a lying liar that lies. Yep, that's the golden rule. Chantal lies. Whatever you do, just remember, she lies. She lies when she doesn't even have to lie. Truth is something that is completely alien to her. Okay, this was a clip for Miss Anthropope. I played this before. The clip was from 6 months ago. Foodie Beauty was supposed to take BBJ back to the vet to get her nails that were going into her pads redone in 1.5 months and her blood work in 3 or 4 months. So I played this before for you guys, but that was the clip. So she's on her TikTok saying she's a great pet owner, blah, blah, blah. We all know it's a bunch of BS. Milky says, does anyone have the clip archived of her mentioning the cat's claws the first time it happened? Oh, yeah, we do. The reaction channels have it. The clip channels have it, Milky. What do you want, girl? We got it in abundance. And any photos from her apartment showing the disgusting standards the cats lived in, those are in abundance also. I mean, the reaction channels, the clip channels, we got it, girl. We got it. Even the dirty deleted streams, we got it. We have it. Lean Cuisine Enthusiast says, I live with Jordanians who eat with their hands. Says, nothing like this. She is disgusting. So that was from the recent video she did where she was eating in a very disgusting way. And, you know, like she doesn't know how to eat with her hands properly. There's a way to do it. You can do it neatly. You can do it cleanly. She's not doing that. She's just shoving it in. Foodie, one of the tricks about eating with your hands is, you put just a little bit of food on three of your fingers and just hold on to it, like pat it down. That way you're not making a mess. Clearly, you don't know what you're doing. And since you're that way, just use a fork or a spoon. If you can't do something right, don't do it at all. Okay, this is Milky Chai doing her clip of Chantal. Okay, this is a little bit slightly off topic, but this has to do with the food clip I just showed you, and I retweeted it for a reason, because you get this wonderful couple, Madam and Sir. I don't know your names, but notice how much different things are with these two. This is a couple's vlog. You get the husband and the wife, and look at the body language alone. She's looking lovingly at her husband, and they're sitting next to each other, and they have a meal in front of them. And notice the difference. Okay, they're taking little bits of food, not loading up the entire hand. She just lifted the food to her mouth, just being very, like manners. And like that's how they're eating. So compare that to the way the foodie was eating. And that is from your education and book lady. So see how they're doing it? They're not treating the whole hand like a shovel and loading it up and then shoveling it all into the face. Just little bits of food, eating casually, being dainty about it. That's the way it should be done. If you're going to eat with your hands, you should do it in a proper way. And if you're not, fork, spoon, something, but use the utensil. But straight up, the video that Foodie did that she took down and then reloaded back up, that was straight feedy content. And she got called all the way out for it, and then she raged. But this is how you do it. You eat. If you're gonna do this, the eating with the fingers, this is how you do it. Little bits at a time, not like a whole handful of food. And there's Foodie with the out of control TikTok filters. Foodie, you don't look like that. You're trying to redo your image on TikTok, the way you look, the way you sound. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You're not going to hide on TikTok. You can run, girl, but you can't hide. Okay, we're gonna skip over these because I'm gonna review the video, and I'm sure all this stuff's gonna be in there. This is from Hidden Truths. Oops. And look, the TikTokers are giving it to her. They're giving it to her. See, the people on TikTok give no F's, none, and I love it. I love that for her. I adore that for her. You thought you could just get on TikTok and redo yourself? No, ma'am. Nope. 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 You guys can read the comments, right? Look at that. Like all of your sins revisited, Foodie. All of your transgressions are being made public over there. And they will continue to be made public. Those of you on TikTok, don't let her get on TikTok and try to lie to you, okay? This woman is vile. She's disgusting. She's horrible. She's on TikTok trying to pull those of you on TikTok over to YouTube because she's lost so many subscribers, and it's her fault. She's trying to profit off of TikTok. I don't think that's going to work. I really don't think so, especially with everything about her already coming out. Yeah, the TikTokers are just they're not taking it easy on her. Nor should they. Nor should they. Keep bringing the heat, y'all. Indy says, Foodie Beauty truly is the most manipulative person I have ever seen in my 50 years. And I survived 3 narcs, so that's saying something. The way she tries to manipulate every single person she encounters. Yep. Okay, so I guess Foodie Beauty reached out to Milky because she heard of Milky's TikToks, and Foodie Beauty says so much context missing, like failing to mention I was lashing out while drunk at my blank ex. So nice you have sympathy for a blanker. I can see why I'm about to get mad. I can see what my friend Erie was warning me about. Are we going to have this conversation again, Foodie? Are we really going to go there? See, when this stuff comes up, it puts me in the middle of the road. Let me tell you why. Because as somebody that I've been through DV and SA, you know, it, I understand that when you talk about things like that on a public platform, you might be triggering people. I don't want to trigger anybody. But how do you talk about something in a way that doesn't trigger people? What words do you use? What context? I try to be as gentle as I can so I don't trigger people. I want to talk about how vile this woman is, but some of the things she's done are so dark and so disturbing and involve triggering topics. So, how do I go about that and at the same time be protective and respectful to those who might have been through that suffering? How do you do that? I mean, there's no 100% fail safe way to do it without, maybe triggering somebody out there. So I would like to say before we get into the video in a minute, because it seems like the topic is coming up again. Apologies to anybody who's been through that trauma, who's been through that pain and suffering, that are victims or victims who became survivors. I'm sorry you went through that. But you are strong, you are warriors, you are here for a reason, you are loved, you are wanted. And I'm getting mad at Foodie because she is a fake victim. Straight up. She's a fake, phony victim. She's a victim for pay, she's a victim for views. For some twisted reason, she wants to claim to be someone that suffered through all that when she suffered nothing. The fact that she's claiming that something horrible has happened to her when it never happened, that's what's really ticking me off. Because she's trying to grab at whatever group or group of people that she can to get sympathy, to make money, and it's truly just, it's stomach turning. Trying to play on people's sympathy and pain and suffering for the sake of her profit. That's where I'm the most mad. And addressing your comment, Foodie, to Milky, you claim that Natter was the A word, this word right here. I got to be careful because of YouTube monsters. This word right here, this one. But you were also the A word to him. You mentioned that you were verbally A to him. And who knows if you were physically A to him as well. And for someone that you claim was so A to you, you kept going back to him. You kept paying his phone bill. You kept paying his groceries. You kept sneaking off to hotel rooms. And you had no problem going on camera for months talking about what happened to you in front of strangers. Excuse me? You claim to be a victim of SA, yet you were running around on camera, no problem with almost with all your clothes off. Really? I mean, there's so many things, y'all. There's so many things that don't add up. So many things that don't add up. So yeah, that's one of my hot buttons. It is, I will admit it, one of my hot buttons when this person, she wants to be a victim of everything so badly because she wants to be responsible for nothing. Oh, it's somebody else's fault. Somebody else hurt me. Yet she's the most hurtful bully on YouTube, period. Let's see what else we got here. This is from Hidden Truth saying, Foodie Beauty, she never explained why she blinked BBJ. She blamed FFG. It's all her fault. She stalked her at the fashion show and her mental health declined because of it. She neglected BBJ. No, you lie. Again, you neglected BBJ way before that and way before Natter. She's had BBJ since '04. Oh, yeah, so it looks like I am going to get mad. But I'll react to this in like the whole video portion. Okay, a little palette cleanser. Little palette cleanser before we get into the video. Something nice. I'm sorry, is this Japanese? I don't know the name of this, but the Twitter is Nyanda Full. Look at the babies. Look at them. Aw. So pretty. Here's another little palette cleanser from Why You Shouldn't Have a Duck. Hey, it's a duck. They like water. That's what they do. The duck's like, hey, I'm a duck and there's water and that's it. There's nothing else to see here. How about that? This is from Nicole Sajaman. I love art. You guys know I love art. I love creative expression. This is such a great statue. The Weight of Grief. The amazing artist Celeste Roberg found a way to convey the physical feeling of grief. That's a perfect representation. Perfect. Well done, Celeste. Well done. Thank you for posting that, Nicole. Here's something else is cute. Cat with confusing auras. And the kitty's just sitting there like blending in, camouflage. What a beautiful cat, by the way. There's so many people that they have misconceptions about black cats being evil. They're not evil. They're not. They're not bad omens. I had a black cat. He was a big old love bug. Okay, like there's nothing wrong with a black cat. Oh, this is from Dave. It's Monday. I don't want to move. That's an amazing yoga pose there, kitty. I have to say, what is that downward cat? Cat's like, what? I'm stretching. I'm doing the leg stretches, morning stretches. What are you looking at? What? And this is from Florida Salt and Sass and Just Me. So there are people on TikTok that are coming for Foodie, and like I said, I'm living for it. No cats, no life. The kitty's saying good morning. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't blame you, kitty. That looks comfy. Looks really comfy. This is from No Beezer. List of some of the good qualities a Muslim must try to acquire. Below we give, in the words of the Holy Quran and the Holy Prophet Muhammad, the chief qualities a Muslim should display: truthfulness, sincerity, unselfishness, humility, patience, forgiveness, purity and cleanliness, honesty, goodness and kindness to others, consideration and respect for others, courage, moderation, and cheerfulness. Foodie doesn't have any of those. Not a single one. Isn't that sad? This is from Queen of WTF. So Foodie did her video, the Feedy content. She took it down and then she reloaded it back up. She reloaded it back up as a premiere. And here's a TikTok that she did. Filters galore. Who is this person? We don't know her. That's not the real you, Foodie. That is so not the real you. That's not you, mama. No. That is the you I guess you want to be, but that is not the real you. The world of dog. Look, dog's having fun. Hey. Hey, the dog's a pretty good skier. It knows what to do. And this is like a gentle cat fight from Myonk. I'm not sure if they're playing a game or doing yoga or like what's going on here. That's cute. I play a patty cake. I'm not sure what the deal is, but it's cute to watch. Like a cat boxing match. This would melt in my heart from No Cats, No Life. I have to show this to you guys. Look. Oh, be still my heart with those paws. What a pretty baby. This is from Orange Cat. Orange Cat, you do amazing, amazing artwork. Amazing. This is such a beautiful, beautiful picture. This is from Seasons. Looking back, Foodie Beauty, you felt like Billy Badbutt hanging BBJ's fate over everyone's heads and hearts. Render everyone powerless. You weird biatch. Must suck to now be locked in a box and have food thrown at you like it did to your cats. Miss Daisy says, F you, and I do too. Right? Oh, this is from Nicole Sajamin. Look at the babies. Aw, that is so adorable. They're both sleeping the same way. Twinsies. And another one from Orange Cat. Amazing picture, Orange Cat. Amazing. Okay, so that's it for that. I want to get on to reacting to the video. I just want to give you guys a little, so the calm before the storm. Something nice to look at, because I'm trying to keep myself calm as well. I got a feeling I'm going to blow up. But just trying to give you a calm moment before that happens. And much thanks and credit to EERIE Pepperoni for gathering up all the TikToks and posting them on YouTube all together. Otherwise, I'd have to go to TikTok and play each TikTok by itself. Plus, with a TikTok, you can't stop them once they're playing and react, and then because they play all the way through. So I'm going to leave a link for EERIE's video in the video description. So please give her a like, give her a sub if you'd like, leave a nice comment because, she did put some work into this. So let's get to, shall we?
And I just want to explain my side. And this actually will be the last that I actually discuss of this matter because what people are saying is 100% not true. Because what people are doing is blowing something so out of proportion and causing a lot of false outrage. And there's a lot of mob mentality that is following me from YouTube to this platform despite not liking me.
You know why she calls it false outrage? Because she feels nothing for no one except herself. I don't think she truly understands empathy and humility. I don't think so. I think she's so far removed from her emotions as far as other people that she just completely doesn't understand why other people feel something for something that's alive that is not them. Like she's so self-centered and self-consumed with her narcissistic ego. She calls it false outrage. She truly doesn't get the fact that those of us that have been following this whole thing with BBJ, this outrage, this anger is not false. It's not a lie. We are all angry over it. Even still, we are all mad over it. And we think she's a vile person. As I said earlier, her cats should have not wanted for anything. With the money that she's making on YouTube, they should have been spoiled rotten. And she could have done that so easily. She had more than enough money to do so. But she's trying to paint herself the victim yet again. Oh, they're just, a bunch of bullies. and they're following me on TikTok and I've done nothing wrong. Foodie, if you had done nothing wrong at all, there'd be nothing to talk about. There'd be absolutely nothing to talk about. And if you've done nothing wrong, if you are not in the wrong, why did you scrub so many videos off your channel then? Because you've deleted hundreds of videos. You've gotten rid of them or you privated them. For a person who's done nothing wrong, why do you constantly dirty delete? You dirty delete community posts. You dirty delete live streams and videos. Why, if you are guilty of nothing bad, do you do that? People who do that, hiding the evidence, they hide evidence when they know they're in the wrong and they just don't want other people to find out.
They seem to follow me instantly. It's always the haters who follow first. And while I don't want to give any more of my mental health to my haters because I've done this for many years and it's done nothing but destroy my own mental health further.
You know what she's doing right here? By saying that, she's trying to gain the sympathy or connect with people in the audience that might be struggling with their mental health or emotional issues. You know, like she's always trying to find a way to profit off of things that really she should not profit off of. Like the whole DV essay arc that happened with Natter, bringing those subjects up on purpose, knowing that there are people in her audience who have gone through those things. She was basically trying to trigger them into sympathizing with her and giving her money. And she made a lot of money during that arc. So much so that she brought up those topics multiple times later on. It was far too profitable for her not to open her mouth again about those things. But here she is talking about her mental health because she's thinking that people on TikTok, those that maybe struggle with their mental health or emotional health, they're going to feel sympathetic for her and sub to her and maybe send her gifts or money or whatnot, or follow her to YouTube. I'm telling you, TikTokers, anybody who sees this video, don't fall for it. This one is a manipulator. She is a manipulator and a liar. Okay? If she is struggling with her mental health, then maybe she should take a true break away from YouTube and TikTok and focus on healing herself. But if she's on TikTok and if she's on YouTube, then she's not concerned for her mental health. So she wants other people to be concerned with it at the same time that she's not concerned with it.
And just make things even worse. The people from YouTube who have been trying to ruin my reputation.
What reputation? What reputation? I'm sorry, I'm getting loud over here. I'm getting mad. My apologies. I'll speak softly. I'll calm down. What reputation? What reputation? You mean the reputation for over 2 or 3 years that you built that is toxic? That is horrible. You worked hard on making that kind of reputation for yourself. You've never had a positive reputation, Foodie. You made sure of it. Positivity bores you. You like the attention that you get from being negative. And so your behavior the last few years has been nothing but negative. That's why you're keeping the drama up. That's why. You don't want positive attention. You don't want people cheering you on for something positive. You want to do the negative to the point where you exhausted every negative, shocking, dramatic subject that you can for profit. And now you're in a place where you've run out of ideas. There's absolutely nothing more that you can show us that's allowed on YouTube. You've hit the wall. You don't know what else to do. You put yourself in a corner. Now you can't get yourself out.
With false outrage over on YouTube are now on TikTok trying to do the same thing, going as far as hashtagging animal abuser. So to make a long story short, recently I got married and moved to the Middle East. to be with my husband.
That's debatable. That's debatable. I don't think you and Sala are really married. I think you're saying that so he can spend time with you and won't get in trouble because mysteriously your wedding ring disappears off your finger from time to time. Isn't that funny?
Whom I fell in love with. I actually did a story about it on my YouTube channel, Foodie Beauty. Maybe some of you already are aware of me. I want to first say that I'm not perfect and I have said and done things that I'm not proud of.
You know, that's her defense. I'm not perfect. Nobody's asking for Foodie Beauty to be perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's asking for perfection. You can be a good person and not be perfect. Perfection is something that people in advertising use to sell products and clothing and makeup. They make the pictures in magazines, they look flawless. Because if you want to create a need in consumers, if you want to create this need of you need our product to look this way, be this way, you have to buy this. First, you have to poke holes in a person's self-esteem and say, oh, you're not perfect. You're so not perfect. You need to buy this to feel better about yourself. Whoever you are watching this video, know that you are fine the way that you are. But Foodie Beauty, she hides behind the whole perfection thing as a defense. Oh, I'm not perfect. By saying that, she's giving herself license to act badly and use that as an excuse to get away with it. Oh, I'm not perfect. Nobody's asking for perfection. You can be a good person and live your life in a good way without perfection. That's just how it is.
In my past, I am trying to move past that. I do find that as I'm trying to better myself, that seems to anger people more and they try to bring me down more. So my recent
How are you bettering yourself? That feeding video that you did, was that you bettering yourself? You're 500 pounds, Foodie, and your weight is your business, but you are in bad health. But where I got a problem with you is you, as someone that you have a problem with food, rather than seek help and treatment for that, you're monetizing it. You're putting it on YouTube. I'm just going to say it. I think you're taking feeding requests from clients, doing videos, doing live streams, and you're double dipping. You're taking the request, you're getting paid for the request by clients, and then double dipping by then taking the videos and live streams, and you're making money on YouTube too. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. In the past, I've seen you do things that were clear requests from clients. You even joked about it, saying someone was the Lockma fairy and other people buying you clothes, and then all those torrid hauls where you would purposely buy things that were 2 or 3 sizes too small. That was for the feeding people, because the feeding people like to see bigger ladies or even gentlemen try to put on clothes that are too tight. That plays into their interest. But how are you taking care of yourself? How are you bettering yourself if you're monetizing your problem and turning it into profit rather than seek help for it? That's not bettering yourself at all, period.
revert, and I'm just trying to focus on Allah and my husband and my life here in Kuwait. I'm from Canada, by the way, if you aren't familiar with my story. There is a lot to unpack, but basically the allegations of animal abuse actually do hit home a little bit.
No, they don't, you big liar. You had no problem treating BBJ the way that you did. You let things go on far too long when you could have fixed a lot of that stuff. And FFG would not have to be dealing with some of the stuff that she's dealing with as far as taking her to the vet and just trying to get the problems healed or managed. I'm sure a lot of that stuff could have been easily prevented. But no, you let it go on too long because You're evil, period.
will not let it affect me anymore because I know in my heart that I do love animals and I've always taken care of my pets. I am highly villainized by a certain group of people who target me.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Villainized? Chantal, you have made a YouTube channel creating the villain for yourself, okay? You know what you remind me of? When I was young, I used to grow up sorry. I grew up watching WCW and WWE, wrestling on TV. And you had the good guys and you had the bad guys. And the bad guys would walk through the crowd, they'd get booed. People would say things to them, and they would get in the ring and they were living for those boos. That is you. That is so you. You enjoy being the villain. You enjoy it. And you even found a way to take that villain image and make it profitable on YouTube, because where most people get super chats because they're doing and saying things that other people appreciate, you turned it backwards. You wanted people to not like you and to be angry with you just so they'd send a super chat, because that's the only way they could communicate with you, is by sending a super chat. And not a single thing that anybody has said to you, angry or otherwise, has changed you or made you a better person. So I don't understand people that send the hate super chats. It's just they're putting money in your pocket, but that's just me. But nobody has villainized you. You villainized yourself. You did this. You created this image, this persona, Foodie Beauty. You made yourself into this caricature. And now you got to deal with the consequences.
And I've been targeted for years, in particular by one person who I will not name. I will not name the boogeyman. This person is very vile. They've been bullying and targeting me for years.
Liar. And what have you done? That's why don't you tell the real stuff on TikTok, Foodie? Why don't you talk about all the bullying you've done, using your community posts, using your live streams to go after your own VIPs if they get on your nerves? Why don't you talk about that? Why don't you talk about the videos that you made on different reactors? Let's have that discussion.
Their entire YouTube channel is a hate channel that they pass off as valid criticism when they do nothing but call my mother a whore, go after my family. They mispronounce my Syrian husband's name.
What have you said about other people? See, Foodie Beauty, she's so one-sided. It's all her side. People that are this vile and disgusting, they're going to paint themselves as, I'm the victim. I've done no wrong, when they've done plenty of wrong. They're never going to tell the whole truth. They're just going to tell the truth that suits them, that favors them. Such is the case with Foodie.
Salah, which means prayer in Islam, by the way. They call him Salad right in her thumbnails. I reported it to YouTube many times and they just do nothing. This person is a high school mean girl bully.
No, you are. You are. Anybody on TikTok, I don't know if you're ever going to see my video, but if you want to get the real story on Foodie Beauty, and there's a lot to unpack. The Foodie Beauty rabbit hole is dark, it's deep, and it's long. I mean, you can spend hours, days, months just researching everything. There's clip channels out there. There are archive channels out there. A lot of the stuff that she's done that's the worst of the worst, she dirty deletes, but the reaction channels do have it. Like, we capture it before she gets rid of it. We do.
Miserable with themselves, and they project, her and her audience project on me every day. They steal my content.
No, we don't. How can we steal something that you still own, that you yourself decide you want to get rid of? There's no thievery here. We react to your content, but if you decide to dirty delete your own stuff and take money out of your own pocket. As a result, that's not our problem. That's not our issue. We're not taking anything from you. We're just reacting to you. Nobody's stealing. We take your content and we make it bearable for other people because let's be honest, a lot of it is just boring. It is a dried up microwave potato with no flavor, no salt, no pepper, no butter, no sour cream, no nothing. And the only way that some people can tolerate you is on the reaction channels because we do what we can to make it entertaining. But there's no thievery here. There's none.
And they make fun of me with it. So those same people here are coming on here and using animal abuse as a form of justifying their own vile actions towards me. So to make a long story short, I moved to the Middle East. A lot of people didn't think that that was the right choice for me. Again, you cannot dictate how somebody lives their life. I had gotten out of a year-long abusive relationship.
You know what? Woo! Okay, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna center myself. I'm gonna center myself. Yes, we're gonna stay calm. I'm not gonna scream. I don't do screaming here. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. You were not in a situation with Natter where the two of you lived together. You had no money, you had no means, and you were stuck with him. The entire time that you were going to see Natter, you lived at the villa, you had your job on YouTube, you had your own car. Every single time that you saw him, you literally had to physically go to him wherever he was, whether it was in Gatineau or Montreal. You were making the choice to be around him each and every time. Each and every time. You were not stuck with him. He doesn't even have a car, doesn't have a driver's license. So, this nonsense of I was in this relationship, not going to wash. You wanted to be around him to the point where you paid him thousands of dollars just to put up with you. He did because he wanted the money, but you always had a choice and you kept making the bad choice. But in my personal opinion, things were not as dark between them as what you said on YouTube for over a year. No, no, no. You were never afraid of him to the point where you would constantly provoke him and poke at him. You kept going back. You had no problem spending time with him alone in the room. So F off with all those claims of a Foodie.
And I prayed to God to send me somebody to take care of me, and he sent me Salah. I prayed Salah, and he sent me Salah. And this
Foodie, if you're paying this guy money, you're taking care of him. Okay, so stop it. You are an almost 40-year-old woman and you can't take care of yourself? Like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to go through a second childhood? And like, I don't want any responsibilities. I don't want to be an adult. Somebody else take over. Is that what you're doing? You're trying to like go through a second childhood. It ain't working. You're almost 40 years old and you're a mess. It, it's too late to go through a second childhood. There's no fountain of youth here. Okay? He's not taking care of you. He's controlling you for the sake of getting the money that he wants. All right? And him locking you in a room, that doesn't mean he loves you. It just means he wants to make sure you don't wander off. He's going to keep his cash cow in the barn.
this person has been nothing but protective of me, and already those same people make videos. He's scamming her. He doesn't love her. How could he possibly touch her? She's fat. She's gross. The amount of body shaming in this community is horrendous, yet I'm the vile one. The animal abuse allegation started when I
She likes to use that as a defense too. Oh, it's fat shaming, fat bullying. Let me tell y'all something. If we were making videos on YouTube where we were doing those things, we wouldn't have channels. If she wants to be 500, 600, 700 pounds, it's her body, it's her business. Who could stop her? Who could stop her from getting as big as she wants to be. You know, she likes to say that the reaction channels that we target bigger people, like we like to fat shame and fat bully. But if that's true, why is it that there are other YouTubers that are obese or super morbidly obese, like say Hungry Fat Chick? We don't talk about those people. Hungry Fat Chick, she gets on her channel, she eats, she's not problematic, she's not dramatic, she's nice to people. None of the reactors talk about her. We talk about Foodie not because of her weight, but that she's problematic. She's a liar. She's manipulative. She's a grifter. She's a scammer. She's vile. She's evil. She is hurt for cats. That's why. It has to do with her being problematic. Has nothing to do with her weight. But of course, because she's super morbidly obese, she's going to reach for that shield immediately and say, that's the reason why they're coming after me. No, no, it's not. No, there are other issues at work. Her weight is her problem to deal with if she wants to deal with it. But when you get on YouTube, Foodie, and you make the content that you do, where you're talking about DV and SA and claiming the A word, that somebody is doing the A word to you, when you show yourself in a filthy environment and making animals live there, and you're broadcasting that to the public, yes, the public is going to have opinions and they're going to voice their opinions, and it's going to make people stressed out and angry. Your weight is not the problem. Your content and the toxicity of it is the main problem.
I announced publicly that I would have to rehome my pets. Now, one of them is 5 years old, and I easily could rehome him. I did find him a very good home with somebody that, a friend of the family's. Now, I have
a little note for those who might be interested. Sam was rehomed, but there was so much dander in his fur, they had to completely shave him. And he was a fluffy, long-haired cat. But imagine that, there's so much dander in the fur that a bath won't take care of it. He had to be completely shaved. And it was winter. And then BBJ with all her health problems. So tell me you are a bad pet parent without telling me you're a bad pet parent. It wasn't just one of your pets that was suffering, it was both.
I also had another cat, BBJ, who I've had since 2004. She was my first cat since being on my own. When I got her, she was 1 to 2 years old. I rescued her from a shelter. She's a beautiful Nebelung and gray long hair cat, and she's 21 years old approximately now. So she's lived a very good, long life with me. Now, my mental health is not good, and it's recently declined a lot. So
no, you can't do that. You know, like I said, I mean, anybody out there, if you've got bad mental health, if you're struggling with it, I sympathize with you. But I hate the fact that this one tries to bring that into the conversation and make other people care about it when clearly she doesn't care. Clearly, she doesn't care about her mental health or her emotional health or her physical health. She doesn't give a doggone. She's all about what makes me money and how can I make money fast, and setting up paywalls and memberships and subscriptions to get that money in pocket. She does not care about herself. She wants other people to care if it means turning a profit, but she herself doesn't care.
at some point neglected my home, and some people think that I neglected my pets. Now,
You did.
I'll explain why they say that. So what happened was, this complete psycho bully from YouTube actually is always trying to insert herself in my life.
Chantal, anybody can go on any of the clip channels or reaction channels, the archive channels, and there are plenty. And we can watch your past live streams where you're showing your house and we can see how filthy it was. It was beyond filthy. From top to bottom, every room was filthy. The kitchen, filthy. The living room, filthy. Fruit flies everywhere. Fast food trash everywhere. The refrigerator was so putrid that even with the door closed, You could smell the stench. You had to clean it out twice because there was rotting food in there. And let's also not forget about the infamous blue pot, or the pots that had mold growing in them. Oh, and also the bags of trash that sat on your balcony for months because Pete was too lazy to take them out, even though that was his job. Also of note, the litter boxes. Yeah, you remember those. Those things that you're supposed to clean every so often to make sure the cats have a nice place to do their business. Even though you have Pretty Litter delivered to your house, you had a subscription to Pretty Litter. Unopened boxes of Pretty Litter be sitting by the stairs because the litter box would not get changed for 3 or 4 months at a time, to the point where Peach was like, oh, it's too heavy, I can't change it, because he would dump the new litter on top of the old litter, and the cats were basically forced to do their business on the carpet. Yeah, so what part did we get wrong? What part did we get wrong when we're sitting there watching your live stream and reacting to it, and you're showing us all that filth? The filth in your bedroom was so bad, you were actually using a rake to, rake up all the trash. You had trash about like a foot to 2 deep in your room. And you expected your pets to live in that? Stop. We didn't villainize you. We did not get it wrong.
I had a fashion show one time back in Canada, plus size fashion show, and she actually showed up and filmed the fashion show. Then before I could go up,
That was a public event that you advertised. Public event. Nobody crashed the party. She just showed up there.
put on my own content on the fashion show that I was actually in. She actually went on her channel and called it Fatty Fashion Show and just made a complete joke of it and fat shamed everybody. She's actually befriended my ex best friend as well. The list goes on of the invasive things she's done to insert herself in my life. Now, going further, she found out that I may have to rehome BBJ. So I did come to Kuwait before and I had to return back to Canada. So I returned back to Canada for about a month. And in that time, I was going to close up everything I had to do there, including what to do with the pet. I thought it would be in their best interest.
You got back from Kuwait and you should have taken BBJ to the vet right then and there as soon as you got home. You were home for 3 weeks and you did nothing. Nothing. That poor baby's nails were long before you went to Kuwait. You were there for 3 months. When you got back, they were still long. Still, you did nothing. Even though you had the money to do so, you did nothing. And you kept joking about what you really wanted to do with BBJ. And let's be clear, the only reason why you're mad because French Fry Girl and her family have BBJ is because you are an evil, twisted person. You know what you did, you know what you didn't do. You did not take care of your pets, and your neglect got exposed. People that are evil like yourself, that have done wrong, they don't want their wrongs exposed. That's when they go into a full-on rage, which you did. You weren't angry about the fact that your pet was suffering and in pain. You were angry about the fact that you've been doing wrong for so long and it got exposed. You didn't want people to know that. Well, karma works in funny ways.
To not have them travel the 17 to 20 hours it would take, depending with the layover time, to come to Kuwait and to live here in this apartment. It's a smaller place. So I thought that my cat Sam would be happier with someone else. And BBJ, I wasn't too sure. She's had a lot of health problems. I could tell she's been declining. I've lived with her for 20 years. I suspected she had arthritis because she did limp a little bit. Part of that, her claws, as I read, older animals, their claws actually.
You know what, Chantal? And I'm bringing this up. I have to bring this up. The whole claws in the pads thing, it happened not once, but twice. Twice. If you're a pet owner and you have an elderly pet and you know their nails grow fast, that means you should be on top of making sure their nails get trimmed. And a nail trim does not cost that much. Between $10 to $20 from the cost of 2 of your Starbucks drinks, you could have had her nails clipped like once a month, once every couple of months, depending on how fast they grow. You never did. You were too busy running to Starbucks and doing your Starbucks bees, have to get 2 venti drinks, which you do not need. You couldn't take care of your pets. You're all about doing things that give you self gratification and make you feel good. and screw anything else that needs to be taken care of.
Grow a lot longer because they don't scratch. She stopped scratching. My other cat, Sam, his claws were fine. I'm able to trim his claws. He's very calm. But with BBJ, what happened was this bully reached out to me offering to take BBJ.
You know what? There were two people in the house. There's Pete and there's Chantal. There are two adults, correct? So there are tons of videos on YouTube, tutorials on how to clip the nails properly. So if the nails need to be trimmed, and even if she didn't want to spend $10 to $20 on the nails, couldn't Pete help her? Like, couldn't she just say, hey, Pete, can you help me with this? Like, hold on to BBJ so I can clip the nails? She could have. She didn't.
And I refused. I'm not going to give somebody who's been bullying me for years my pet to take care of. Mind you, she did have two pets of her own that she ended up having to euthanize. She was villainizing me for wanting to take BBJ to the vet for a consultation on possible end of life.
You know what? You know what you wanted to do. You know what you wanted to do. You know what you wanted to do. We know what you want to do because you would joke about it repeatedly, making morbid jokes about BBJ. Shame on you. Shame. You know, you've done a lot of awful things, Chantal, but what you've done to those pets is the absolute worst. You hurting yourself is one thing. You're making a choice for yourself is one thing, but hurting an innocent animal is a whole nother thing. Whole nother thing. And I'm so glad that BBJ is in a better place with better people. She's getting the care that she needs. She's already feeling better, looking better. Nothing could make me happier beyond that. You want to do things to yourself, that's your choice. But you did the worst of those cats. And you're angry because that's going to haunt you forever. As well it should. Because as I said, it didn't have to go that way. You could have been a good pet owner, not just in word, but in action, taking care of them. But you didn't. You absolutely didn't.
Consultation, depending on her well-being, because it's about her quality of life at this point, what kind of ailments she had, and to also get her nails taken care of. When I was in Kuwait, I video timed with my roommate who was taking care of my pets for me, and I asked him to show me her nails. At the time, it was a little hard to see, but they looked fine to me. They looked like decent, like they could wait till I get home. And she does have long hair on her feet, so it's a little hard to see. Now, BBJ, actually,
You know what? That's not going to wash either. Want to know why? Because I've owned long-haired cats. I've owned long-haired cats, Chantal. I had a ragdoll, Snowball. And even if you have a long-haired cat and they have hair on their feet, you can still see the nails. And if they have longer nails, you're going to know. You're going to see it. So don't even try it with me.
Anytime I touch her paws, she doesn't like that. And when I especially would try to cut her nails, she shrieks a lot. So it makes me very nervous to do it. So I prefer to have it done by a veterinarian. So
why didn't you have it done by a vet then?
When I got home from Kuwait, I made an appointment to see a specific vet in my hometown. The vet I know that
3 weeks, Chantal. I'm going to keep saying it. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. So if your roommate sent you a message saying that the nails look long, blah, 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 then you know it's a problem that needs to be taken care of immediately. 3 weeks, mama. 3. 3. Almost a month. You're in Kuwait for 3 months, and then you're going to wait another month or almost a month to take care of it, and you're going to do it right before somebody comes to pick her up. I mean, make that make sense. You're going to schedule a vet visit to take care of the claws at the same time giving her away. No, you're not.
has seen her before and has her file. So I did it. It was a few weeks, maybe 3 weeks later, and that when her appointment was, and that was to see if she was able to be rehomed or if I should euthanize her. And to me, that is my choice as a pet owner. I was villainized by these people.
You know, it's so sad. Like, that's my choice as a pet owner. But you weren't thinking about, what about the fact that maybe she wants to live, that she can live, that even if she has a few problems, she deserves to live a happy life regardless. I think she deserves it. I think Sam deserves it. That after all the crap you put them through the last few years, they deserve some time to be happy and healthy as they can be. You gave Sam to another person because he doesn't have many health problems. Because BBJ had the worst health problems. You're like, oh, there's too much wrong here. I don't want it exposed, so I know what I'm going to do. We know what you were going to do. I'm so glad it didn't happen.
Over and over and over. And the reason is for their own selfish motivation, because they make money off of creating drama.
This one, talking about selfish motivation, that's rich. That is absolutely rich. When she brought her pets onto her channel and used them as props to connect with all of the pet parents in the audience. Oh, look at my cats. Aren't they beautiful? I love them so much. Getting a t-shirt that says cat mama when she really wasn't a cat mama. She just wanted to use living things to connect with people in her audience that will stick around because they love animals, and they would send her super chats. And then when she decided, oh, there's not enough money here exploiting my pets, she moved on to exploiting relationships and the things that went on in the relationships. And the pets just became unwanted, unused props that she neglected. Period. She neglected them worse and worse and worse. No sympathy for you, Chantal, and no mercy. Isn't that what Peach used to say to BBJ? No mercy? Well, no mercy for you. If all of this stuff is catching up to you and is haunting you on YouTube and TikTok, you deserve it. So take your medicine.
And verbally abusing me. This is how they make a living. This person makes an insane amount of money being an internet bully mean girl.
And what are you? You're not exactly Miss Positive Patty over there.
That whole community on YouTube is extremely toxic. I digress. The point is to talk.
You know what she calls toxic? Truth. Truth and reality are toxic to Chantal. Liars hate truth. They hate reality, and we're always putting it in her face. You know what she can't stand? Mirrors. Mirrors of any kind, not just physical mirrors like you look into to check out your outfit, or when you're trying on clothes or putting on makeup. Any kind of mirror, anything that shows her true reflection. And the reaction channels, we focus as a kind of mirror, because all of her transgressions, all of her evil, vile behavior, we capture her true reflection. We put it out there for anybody who wants to see. I'm sure she would love it if there were no reaction channels. She could spin any narrative she wanted. She could tell any lies that she wanted and get away with it. Well, the reaction channels are here, and we're not going to let you get away with it, Foodie. We're going to show everybody your true reflection. We're going to put the reality out there and let people make their own decision. We're not toxic. Your lies and manipulation are toxic.
Talk about this animal abuse. So what's being done is false outrage. So I told this bully, no, she cannot have my pet. She actually did something vile and deceitful. And she actually had one of her family members.
Tell the story the right way, Foodie. Tell it the right way. People reached out to you, many people, even before your move, way before your move. There were lots of people, your own VIPs, that said, hey, you don't want BBJ and Sam anymore? I'll take the cats. Lots of people reached out to you many times. And you said, no, 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 because you're a selfish person. Because you have that selfish mentality of, I don't want it, but I don't want you to have it. You want to hold on to it just because it's yours. And because you like using your pets to manipulate your audience and stress them out and keep them on edge. Because a lot of people tuned into your channel to make sure the pets were okay, and you knew that. And you like to toy with people using that element of, oh, I don't know what's going on with BBJ, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Yeah, you did that. But tell the whole story. Tell it. Tell it all if you're going to tell it. People offered to take the cats. You said no to all those other people. French Fry Girl reached out to you and said, look, I'll pay you $3,000 for BBJ, and I'll sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. You said no. So know what was going to happen to her? There was a rescue. The cat was given willingly to the person, and then when you find out who had it, when you found out who had her, because it's not an it, it's a creature and it's a female, you went mad. You weren't mad about the fact the cat had been in excruciating pain for the longest. No, you were mad about the fact that somebody you didn't like had the cat. Not concerned about the cat's welfare, her pain and suffering, but concerned about, oh, she's with somebody I don't like, with her family. By the way, French Fry Girl doesn't even have BBJ. She's with French Fry Girl's family. So she didn't lie to you. She doesn't physically have the cat. The cat's with a family member, and French Fry Girl is covering the bills. So she didn't lie. But a rescue was done, and now BBJ's living well. And I love that for her, honestly, I do.
Her sister-in-law persistently messaged me through Instagram DMs, reassuring me that she's this lonely woman, she's very ill in bed, she would be able to really take care of BBJ.
By the way, something about that. So this person that messaged you said that they were bedridden, yet they want to take care of BBJ, and BBJ had health problems. So how would she, if that person were really bedridden, how would they be able to care for BBJ? So right there, you did not care about her welfare. You weren't looking for a person that could take her to the vet and help her feel better. You just wanted to find someone to pawn her off on of, and you found someone, and thank goodness, what happened happened. But by choosing someone that was bedridden, you weren't looking for the best owner for BBJ. You didn't care. You just wanted to get rid of her as quickly as possible to get back to Kuwait and to Salah so you can control him.
Very reassuring, sent me pictures and things like that of her home. You know, I really wanted to take the time to make sure that she would be suitable, and I fell for it. And so this bully of mine, so I had a vet appointment set up, right? Remember this. So whenever I agreed to rehome,
you had a vet appointment, and we know what you were going to do. Because with all the things that came out about BBJ's health, the nails in the foot pads, her liver issue, all of that, you would have looked and said, there's too much here. There's too much here. Just go ahead and do the unthinkable, because that's what you do. You know, you're not about like, what can we do to extend the life or make it better? You're all like, I'm just going to give up. I'm just going to give up. You know what to do. We know what you were planning. So glad it didn't happen.
My pet BBJ to this person who I trusted to have, you know, if I had known they had anything to do with this psycho, sorry for lack of a better term, but I can't think of any other word for that kind of behavior. And it's really weird that more people don't see it, but anyway, it was set. She wanted to pick up the cat right away, said she would take care of all the vet bills, and I did actually, in my DMs with her, say, well, you want to pick up the cat tomorrow? I actually have a vet appointment tomorrow to bring BBJ to have her checked out.
Okay, so here we go. Here is the DM that Chantal sent this person. Y'all, I'm going to read it for you. It says, hi. So part of the reason I was bringing BBJ to the vet tomorrow was to get her nails trimmed, as while I was away, they grew too long and into her pads. So right there, by her own words. First, she said that the nails had just grown a little bit too long, which are not that much of a problem. Then she says, oh, they're so long they grow into her pads. So she's known this. She knew when she got home that there was this condition going on, and she did nothing. She did nothing. She did nothing. Her appointment is for 2:30, so how about I bring her to have them clipped, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But she knew this was a problem. Did nothing for 3 weeks. You suck, Chantal. You absolutely suck.
And to have her nails trimmed, because I did have another look at the nails, or tried to as best as I could, and it did look like they were growing into the pads. And this did happen once before.
Bam. So this is the second time it's happened. Second time. Did nothing to prevent her from happening again. Let it happen a second time. The nails in the pads are excruciating, yet she let it happen again.
In BBJ's later years, because I didn't realize how fast they were growing. Like Sam's nails, my younger cat, his nails were fine. They grow at a normal rate. He scratches his scratch goes the furniture, everything, you know. But hers, the nails get really coarse and they grow at a very rapid rate because of that. So they were overgrown. And yes, I do feel bad for that.
No, you don't. You know, like, here's the thing. She never cried over BBJ. She never cried over her. She should have been. She should have been crying. She shed more tears over Natter and Sala than she ever did for BBJ. Where's the remorse? Where's the sadness? None. All she feels is mad because somebody else exposed her neglect. Period. End all. That's it.
Does that make me a horrible animal abuser?
Yep.
And no, it doesn't, because
yes, it does.
This one incident, or even two incidents of the nails being an issue. Again, I was away in Kuwait for 3 months.
You know what's making me really ticked off? I'm trying so hard to control my temper right now. I have a cat. You guys know that. Booger. I'm around her every day. I notice everything about Booger. You know, she's my baby. She's behind me right now. I would notice immediately if her nails were growing long. I would notice immediately if she's got the hiccups. Just the other night, she had the hiccups. And I'm like, oh, you got the hiccups. You know when something ain't right. And for a problem that severe with the nails, how could that not be noticed? How could that not be noticed? If you're sitting there petting your cat, if you notice, you'll notice that they're walking funny or meowing different. How can you not know? How can you not know? And that is a great picture of Chantal. Can y'all give me a second? I need something for my thumbnail. That's a beautiful expression from Chantal. And I'm here to capture her most photogenic moments. Thank you, Chantal. You're always so photogenic. I really, really appreciate that. But how can you not notice when something is off with your pet? You know, you become almost in tune with your pet. If they meow differently, if they act differently, if they are lethargic, if they're not eating, you know right away. Although pets are known for hiding their suffering, you know when something's off.
So I didn't really have the scope of the situation until I came back. And even if you think I should have taken her right away instead of a couple of weeks later, a few weeks later, whatever, that still doesn't make me a horrible animal abuser, because there are actual people out there who really abuse their animals. And not just that.
Let's run down the list. Let's run down the list of why you're a bad pet parent. The obvious health problems in BBJ that weren't addressed. The fact that you took her to the vet a year ago and the vet said she had oral issues that were never addressed or treated. That's another thing that was wrong with BBJ. Like, her teeth are horrible. Why? Because they were never treated. BBJ was walking around with bad teeth for over a year. The situation with the nails in the pads, that's happened before. Not having her groomed, not having her brushed, not bathing her. And when Chantal said in one of her live streams that BBJ had bad breath, that's a problem. That's not normal. A cat normally does not have bad breath. If they've got bad breath, there could be serious medical issues that need to be looked at immediately. She never had them looked at. The filthy home, the unchanged litter boxes, the cat's pooing and peeing all over the house because they don't have a clean place to do it. The lack of food. That's something that's always blown my mind about Chantal. She makes sure to stuff herself stupid, but letting her cats go without proper food, to the point where the cat Sam was fighting BBJ for what little bit of food there was. I mean, all of those things combined make you a bad person, Foodie. And you shouldn't be allowed to own a pet ever, ever again. I don't care if it's a cricket. Nothing with a heartbeat should depend on you, because you can't even depend on yourself. You're not good at taking care of yourself. Therefore, you should have nothing that considers you a guardian.
I've taken really good care of her for 20 years.
No, you haven't.
My pets love me. My best to give them.
No, notice what she didn't say. My pets love me. But you know what she did not say right there? She did not say, I love my pets. She didn't say it. It's all about my pets love me. It's all one-sided. My pets love me. But what about you loving your pets, Foodie? And love goes beyond the emotion. Love means care. Where was the doggone care? Where was it? Where was it, you selfish, walking trash bag creature? Where was it? If you had given the care to the pets, they would not have been in the condition that they were in, and all the backlash that you're suffering, you wouldn't have suffered. If it had been just a simple case of, I've got two well taken care of, well-maintained pets, and I'm moving to Kuwait, and I can't take them with me, and they were well cared for and maintained, there wouldn't be all this hoopla, would there? Because there'd be nothing to report. But there's much to report because you were so neglectful.
The best life that they could. So for people to just completely dismiss my entire ownership of these cats for the past years and years, when they've been following me on vlogs, taking care of them, being happy, playing, etc., etc. Now all of a sudden my cat abuser, because of the nails. So back to
not just the nails, not just the nails. There were a lot of other issues too. A lot of other issues. That poor baby, BBJ, like she had a whole laundry list of things that were wrong.
The story, basically, I know it's hard to follow. It's just ridiculous to me. Like, I just can't even believe I'm having to talk about this. Having to rehome your pets is a distressing thing enough to do. Like, people.
You weren't stressed out about it. Again, tell the whole truth. When you gave Sam to another home, you basically threw a pizza party. You were celebrating. It was like you were relieved to not have your pets anymore. Same thing with BBJ. Same thing. We saw the video that the goodbye video. You weren't crying. You weren't upset. You even let Pete hand off BBJ to someone at the door. You didn't even have the heart to do it yourself and say goodbye one last time. You let your roommate hand off your pet, one that you've owned for so many years, and that's what you do? Go away, Chantal. Go away with all that. It's heartbreaking enough. Stop it.
Act like I was happy to do it and just ditch
you were happy
my pets for a man. No, this is my soulmate. Thank you very much, and I have a right to be happy in my life.
You can't have a soulmate. You don't have a soul. You don't have a soul. Therefore, you cannot have a soulmate. You're a walking black hole of evil. There, I said it.
Circumstances change in life, and moving here is something that I want to do for my life, and we're also going to be traveling, so this is for their best interest. I don't believe in prolonging a cat's life if they're not going to have the quality of life at that age, and they're just going to have to be euthanized. Don't want to burden someone with that, with all the vet bills, etc. But this person insisted. I should have maybe had a red flag. So the person refused whenever I said, I'm going to take the cat to the vet before you pick her up.
You want to know why? Anybody want to know why? Why the person that picked up BBJ, they're like, no, don't take her to the vet. We'll take care of it. You want to know why? Because if Foodie had taken BBJ to the vet, we know what would have happened. And the person who picked her up knew that and said, no, don't do it. We'll take care of it all. We'll take it from here. Knowing Foodie Beauty's thinking, knowing where her mind was at, they said no. They didn't want to give her the opportunity to do what she wanted to do with BBJ. That's why.
And I have the DM here. They refused, and here's why they refused. Because this bully...
And there was Chantal like trying to save face, saying, I was going to take her to the vet, that you should have took her weeks ago before handing her off. You're trying to make yourself seem like a caring pet parent. Little too late. Too little too late. If you loved your pets, knowing her nails were long and in her pads, you should have taken her as soon as you got back, not waited 3 more weeks. That was 3 more weeks of suffering she did not need or ask for.
Relies on creating false outrage or scenarios out of contrived drama to get...
Yes, you do, you big liar. You're always thinking of ways to make more drama, to make more hate, to get those hate super chats on YouTube. You're so desperate for views and for money right now because you got to give a lot of it to Sala, that you're trying to pull people off of TikTok onto YouTube because you lost between 1,200 to 1,500 people on your channel. Like, you are desperate for money right now. So you try to scrub all those videos off your channel to remake your image, change the banner, deleting a lot of videos thinking, oh, if it's gone, it doesn't exist, and I can pretend it's not even there. Reaction channels exist for a reason. The truth is out there. Your real reflection is out there, and you can't get rid of all the mirrors. Wherever you go, wherever you look, there will be looking straight at you, letting other people know who you are. And we're never going to go away. We're not. Get mad all you want. We're here. And we're going to let everybody know what you're all about, no matter what platform you pick, whether it's Twitch or TikTok or whatever. They're going to know. Word is going to get around. And it's going to forever haunt you. And remember, you will deserve it.
Get views. So she's actually exploiting my cat and her problems for money and views at this point.
Oh, no, she's not. But you did. You did. You absolutely exploited your pets. Using them as bait for your audience. Showing them on camera, talking about your cats and this, that, and the other thing. You exploited your pets. You're exploiting one of your pets right now. The hamster, showing him on camera. You bought that hamster just to get attention, to connect with pet parents, even though, in my opinion, all animals in your care should be taken away and you should be barred from owning another pet.
It's actually disgusting. What happened was this bully sent her brother to come pick up my cat. This person dressed up in disguise and hid behind a snowbank near my home.
So you got outsmarted. You're mad because you got outsmarted. And you're probably kicking yourself because you didn't take her up on her original offer of $3,000 and sign an NDA. So you didn't get $3,000 and there was no NDA, so she can tell us whatever she wants now. Are you kicking yourself, Chantal, that you did not get that $3,000? Karma at work.
And she basically stole my cat through deception.
Nobody stole anything. You willingly gave the cat up.
And she'll use the excuse, well, you gave the cat away. There's really nothing I can do about it. So
right, that's another thing. That's another reason why she's mad. There's nothing she can do about it. She's a control freak and it's out of her control. And nothing makes a control freak more angry when they lose control. That's the narcissist in her. That's the control freak in her. I've lost control. I've lost control of the narrative. Somebody's going off script. Somebody's going rogue. And I'm mad about it. Like anything that's out of her control, it drives her nuts. It drives her nuts because she can't control the person. She can't control the narrative. And she can't control the fact that information about the lack of care is now out there. And everywhere she goes, she's going to have to deal with it.
So because it's out of my control, I leave the rest up to God now. That's my new motto. That's how I try to live my life. Do I get emotional and get upset? And yeah, I do. And sometimes I lash out. I mean, I'm human. I'm not perfect. I'm not an angel. But I do have the sincere want to change as a person and become better. which is more than I can say for a lot of people who just want to keep dragging me down to their level. And
we don't have to drag you down. You're already there at the lowest level. And you know what? Let me just change that. Just when you think Chantal cannot sink any lower, she'll find a few levels below that you never dreamed possible. We don't have to drag you down, Chantal. You did that to yourself. See, that's something you're not understanding. The reaction channels, the viewers, we're not dragging you down. You did it to yourself. You're doing a far better job than anybody ever could. You are self-destructing by your own hand, by your own design. You are the architect of your world, and right now you are demolishing everything because you're out of control. Nobody has to do a single thing to you. You're doing the job yourself.
Sometimes it works. I'm not gonna lie. So she has the cat. Maybe the next day or a couple days later, she goes online and reveals her big plan, and she's the biggest hero for saving BBJ. She really emphasizes how the cat was screaming when she took her to the vet.
Well, I'm sure she was. I'm sure that wasn't a lie. 5 nails in her pads. I'm sure that had to hurt. I don't think that was an exaggeration.
Because she had 5 of her claws that were embedded in the pads from being overgrown. And the cat always screams anyway, anytime I touch her paws to cut her nails, even when they weren't overgrown.
You know what? You never cut her nails. And let's be clear. You're always shoving BBJ away. You gave a lot more attention to Sam, and you were so contemptful with BBJ. So what do you mean you tried to cut her nails, you big liar?
And I did explain this in another video before. So now she's milking this to the max, even though I said I would take the cat to the vet and have her looked at, make sure she's rehomable. But no, because if I had done that, then this bully would not have more content to milk and to try to ruin my reputation with. Now,
again, what reputation? It sucked long before the BBJ stuff came out. It sucked bad. It wasn't like you had a stellar reputation and you had a scandal like a politician. No, it was already ruined.
With this hashtag of animal abuse. So you can hashtag all you want. You can cancel me all you want.
Okay, thank you for the permission. Not that I needed it.
I've been canceled thousands of times before. And
not like this, though. I mean, you doing things to yourself, that's one level. You doing things to an animal, that's a whole different level, Chantal. You want to hurt yourself? Hey, nobody can stop you, like I said. But there's one thing a lot of people cannot stomach and will not put up with is somebody hurting an animal. You're finding that out.
And you're not going to prevent me from speaking my mind and being here for my fans and my followers and people who enjoy me and understand that I'm not an animal abuser. That's
yeah, you are.
The story. Imagine somebody targeting you for years, bullying you and body shaming you, coming for your family, stealing your content every day to use it against you. How that would affect your mental health if you let it. I refuse to let it anymore. And then,
you know, you want to talk about targeting and bullying? I'm going to bring up something that happened, something vile, something incredibly vile. Actually, you know what? I'm going to mention a couple of things. Let's start with the first thing. Let's talk about French Fry Girl and what you did to her. What you did to her. You're someone that you've claimed that you went through deviant essay with Natter, right? Yeah, you did that. You got online for months talking about what he was supposedly doing to you or did to you, even though you said you exaggerated the claims. Exaggerated, meaning you lied. But you gave the phone to Natter to talk to French Fry Girl, this abuser. You gave the phone to your abuser. How can somebody who's been through those things give access and contact to somebody who's been through severe DV? Who would do that? Who would do that? You filthy monster for doing that. You filthy, disgusting, vile, fake victim, fake survivor. How dare you? How dare you? You sit there and you get everybody concerned with these fake stories about what Natter has done to you. He's so scary. He's got the black-eyed rage. I need a safe word. You know what? Screw you for all that. Fake, phony stuff coming out of your mouth. But then giving the phone to Natter. Somebody who is abusive. And let's also not forget number 2. After you found out what happened to Dee Dee, you were sitting there playing videos of what was going on with her on your YouTube channel and being almost gleeful hearing about what she was going through. What real DV or SA survivor victim would do that? None. Answer, none. None. Yeah, so shut your mouth, Chantal.
Going through the process, when I was home for a month in Canada, I had so many things to tie up. I was a financial mess. I was an emotional mess. I deal with mental health and eating disorder. I am a
I don't want to hear that either. You monetize your eating problem. You just did it recently with the eating video at the restaurant, catering to the feedies, because they're sending you money on PayPal or whatever for requests. And then you double dip by taking those requests and putting them on YouTube to make even more money. Yes, you got a problem with food. Are you interested in solving it? No, because it makes you money. And Sala is over there letting you partake in that because he's profiting. He's profiting. He's an enabler, much like the way the Pete's was. You surround yourself with yes men and enablers. You're not interested in solving your problems. You are interested in monetizing each and every one of them and turning them into content.
Mess. I'm a train wreck, and I realize this is why people watch me, but I'm still a human being, and I loved my pets.
That's debatable.
And I still wake up every day, like, in a little bit of disbelief that they're not here. So, to have that traumatic experience, it was traumatic for me to have to do that. To know that.
Oh, by the way, TikTokers, in case you don't know, this one, she pretends to cry. She could turn her emotions on and off like a light switch. She'll pretend to cry, but no tears will come out of her eyes. And she'll sit there and put on this sad face, but keep staring at the camera. I'm having a breakdown, but yet she'll keep looking at the camera to make sure people are watching her. Yeah, you guys might get some of that over there. Her faking emotions and turning on the sadness and the tears just to get attention.
Your elderly cat that you only wanted to do the best for her, whether that was rehoming her, she was fit, or whether to put her down in humane euthanasia. I'm being called a cat killer for humane euthanasia, even though this bully euthanized her 2 pets. So the hypocrisy is just outstanding, and it's just a toxic community, and it's not something I want to address anymore. And
you know what, Chantal, as far as being a pet owner and making that final decision, if you're a pet parent, most pet parents who love their pets, they love them completely, they will do everything in the world to keep them alive, to keep them healthy, to manage things before that final decision is made. That final decision, it's a last resort when there's nothing else that can be done. There's no managing things to where the pet can live comfortably in a healthy way for another 6 months or a year. If the pet is in extreme pain and there's no chance of it going away, that's when you make that final decision. But for you, the final decision was the first decision. That was the first place your mind went.
It's not something I will be on this video or series of videos. It's just not going to happen. And like I said, cancel it, shot, but just leave me alone. And if you can't, that's fine. I will just.
You want to be left alone, then social media is not for you. Because as long as you're on social media, you're not going to be left alone. what you've done is going to haunt you. You can't do that. You can't say, leave me alone and stay on social media and be on all the platforms, Chantal. It's not going to happen.
Block and just focus and on God and my newfound journey and my husband and you guys, my followers. There's some of you who have been
here. We go. Here's the like. I'm pretending to cry. Oh my goodness! Stop it.
Here for me through the whole thing. I've been on social media for like.
Look at the fake. I'm pretending to cry. Where are the tears? Where are they at? Anybody else ugly cried before? Your nose gets all red. You know, you got, you know, your mascara is running down your face. Your face gets all puffy. You can barely breathe. You can barely talk because you can't breathe out your nose. Where is that with her? Oh, I want to act emotional, but I can't mess up my makeup.
Since 2017, it's not easy. It's so cutthroat. But it is rewarding for people.
Oh, save your tears for BBJ. Oh, that's right. You have none for her.
Like you guys, you know who you are. And also, it's gotten me through a lot of tough times. You know, the other side of the coin, is that.
I told you, no tears. She's acting like she's going to cry. Where are the tears? Where are they at? There's no tears. She's not stuffy. None of it. Faker.
It's gotten me through a lot of tough times. And it's given me an outlet to talk about a lot of things. So that I appreciate. As for the BBJ situation, people rely on verbally abusing me.
Shut up. You verbally hurt other people constantly. When you get in a mood, you'll get on your community posts and start talking about different reactors and posting little made awful thumbnail pictures, and you'll make videos when it suits you. You know, like you reacted to reactors just for content on your channel because you lack original ideas. So stuff it.
Body shaming me, targeting me, creating drama that will get them clicks and views, even if it's false. There's so many things that are false.
How is it false? Look, if I'm sitting here reacting to Chantal, those of you that are watching this video right now, you're watching her footage, are you not? And you see my little, you know, picture thumbnail on one side, on the left. So where are the lies? Where is the deception? I'm putting on her footage, courtesy of EERIE Pepperoni. Thank you, EERIE. But I'm just reacting to the things that she's saying and the things that she's doing. So where is the lie? And if the other reaction channels are doing the same thing, again, where is the lie? If we're showing you the person in real time, making comments, doing things, all we're doing is giving our thoughts, feelings, and opinions. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't want negative feedback, don't do negative content, Foodie. It's real simple.
It's like a really crappy version of the tabloids. If that can even be possible for me to say crappy version of the tabloids, because tabloids are crappy.
You know what, Chantal? You said long ago that you wanted your own reality show, but you would never join a TV reality show because it didn't pay enough. So what you essentially did was create your own reality show via your YouTube channel. And that way you can control the narrative, you can make more money, you can add or subtract people at will. And not only that, I'm just going to add this on top of your control reality show where you add people, subtract people, change the narrative, change the topic. You also turn your YouTube channel into a fetish channel where you cater to many different fetish groups. Let's see. Let me just name a few while I'm here. Clearly, you cater to the Foodie people. Then, of course, there's the subset of the Foodie people, the immobilizers, that their thing is watching people like yourself have trouble doing things that are simple for the rest of us. Trouble with walking, trouble with getting up the stairs, trouble with washing dishes. Yeah, you cater to those people. There are also people that their thing is seeing people living in a filthy environment. you cater to those too. You cater to a lot of different fetish people on your channel. Your content is designed around making the most money off of whatever you can. So you were doing adult content on a platform that is not entirely for adults. Because if you went on an adult platform, like say OnlyFans, and you wanted to do the Foodie content, you would have competition from other people doing that same kind of content. So you wanted to be on a platform where there was no competition or very little. Also, if you were to go on OnlyFans, you would have to advertise and promote yourself, but YouTube is a platform where there's a wide audience already. So let's review. Let's review. You wanted your own reality show that you can control and profit more off of. Design your YouTube channel where you can cater different fetish groups that will send you money off the channel to do different requests, and doing adult content that really should belong on adult forums. It's all about making money for you. And you don't care who you hurt or who you offend or who you trigger in the meantime. So talk to me again about your reputation. When you haven't given a doggone about your reputation, all you care about is a YouTube paycheck and making sure the dollar bills are there.
So anyways, if you're here, I hope you listen to my story and I hope you understand.
And by the way, nice word she used right there, story. Story. Her story. Remember, y'all, stories are things that can be made up. They're not entirely true. They can be half true or a little bit true, but a story is something that can be completely fabricated. Such is the case with Foodie, because as I said in the beginning of this video, she lies. She makes stuff up. So she's always talking about her story. Well, stories are mostly fake sometimes, just like she is.
And that's about it. So I plan on doing more content here. I really like TikTok, and
no, you don't. You hate TikTok. The only reason why you're on TikTok is because Sala is pushing you to make money for him because he wants that money. But go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sure the TikTokers are just going to love you.
I think people are just trying to ruin my reputation on here.
You just started on TikTok. What reputation do you have as a TikToker? None.
And you can make your own judgment, but I'm not an animal abuser, and I refuse to label myself that. And I refuse to listen to any future negativity towards me.
Yeah, so she turned the comments off in a lot of her videos. The same thing she did on YouTube. Same thing. Like, I can't take the negativity. And also, she's turning the comments off on TikTok and YouTube because if people are making comments on either platform and there's truth in what they say, she doesn't want that getting around. She doesn't want other people reading that truth and it getting around YouTube and possibly TikTok. So for her to avoid that, she turns the comments off, you know, trying to cover up the truth, trying to cover up her tracks.
In regards to that, anywhere. So anyway, thanks for listening. Bye, guys.
Yeah, get out of here. All right, so that's it for all of her little TikTok rants, courtesy of EERIE Pepperoni, putting them all together in one video. Thank you, EERIE. I'm going to leave a link for EERIE's video in the video description. Please check out EERIE Pepperoni's video. Give her a like and a sub if you're not already subbed. She's very entertaining. She does great live chats, and she even does great paranormal nights. I love the paranormal nights. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go ahead and post this to my channel. And y'all have a very, very wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.